Welcome to the Three Championship Drive podcast on YouTube, hosted by me, Lance Caporossi. Follow me on X at Lance Caporossi, the same way you see it spelled on the screen. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, like the video, but more importantly, tell a Pistons fan. All right, so on the last episode, we said we were going to give you the full NBA mock draft 1 through 14. We did 1 through 5 on the last one. Just to recap that, at number 1, we both took Alex Sarr. At number 2, I took Stephon Castle. Zach took Zachary Richardson. At 3, I took Reed Shepard. Who did you take at 3?
Nikola
Topic, yep. Number 4, I took Zachary Richardson. You took Stephon Castle, I believe, at number 4. Then number 5, I took Dalton Connect, and you took Modest Buzelis.
Yes, sir.
Crazy going with the high upside guy.
Man,
I
you
can't
gotta
shoot the ball.
live life on the edge, man.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, so at number 6, we got the Charlotte Hornets. Now, I'm going to go first on this one. And I'm going Rob Dillingham, and the reason is LaMelo Ball has played with an undersized scoring guard before in Terry Rozier. And, it worked a little bit in Charlotte with those two in the backcourt. And I feel like Charlotte should try to get back to that. You got the playmaking point guard in LaMelo. Give him a score like Rob Dillingham. Don't let him drop like Tyrese Maxey did. Don't make every NBA team look like a fool. Charlotte, do the right thing. Draft Rob Dillingham. Who got at number 6?
Who? Rob Dillingham. You went guard. Okay. I got Donovan Klingon.
Oof.
I got Donovan Klingon going to Charlotte, and where they get their big man of the future. I think that would be a phenomenal pick for that team. And I bringing him in as an instant starter is going to be your centerpiece. He's a winner. I think Charlotte needs a man like Donovan Klingon.
I mean, they did draft Mark Williams a few seasons ago. But I guess, get 2 7-footers out there blocking everything. That makes a ton of sense too.
I think his upside. I think his upside's too big. I think he'd be a good fit with that roster.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing it. I'm just saying, like, all right, yeah, no, I get it.
I don't think they need to go guard play with LaMelo, like LaMelo, and then they have Miles Bridges there. That he's not a guard, but he is a guard type forward for them, I think. And then having also they got Bertans for some size with a shooter that spreads the floor. I think he could do really well there, and also with Brandon Miller being there, I think they have all their guys in the backcourt that they need to be successful. I just think they're missing a good centerpiece.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't draft Stephon Castle for him right there because we already have him off the board.
Yeah.
Well, at least I do. So number 7, Portland Trailblazers. I'm going swinging for the fence, high upside player. They have guys on the roster that play his position, but so they can allow him to come along slowly, and that is Buzelis out of the G League Ignite. I like him at number 7 for Portland. He's good, very good defensively. I still think they're in a position to draft high upside. Do it with Buzelis. Who you got at number 7?
I got Dalton Connect falling to Portland.
Ooh, and that's a good pick too.
And giving Portland an instant shooter in this draft. I think Dalton Connect with his size. I think Portland is going to be starting to go through another type of rebuild with that team. Like the roster is really, really tough to overhaul, especially with this draft. So Dalton Connect, I think coming in with experience, I think he's a good shooter for that team. Maybe could average 13, 14 points a game. He's going to take probably 5 or 6 threes. I think he fits pretty well in Portland.
I also really liked Donovan Cleon for Portland, but I do know their history with drafting big men, and you feel for him. Greg Oden, Sam Bowie, rest in peace to Bill Wallen. He had a great career, but still. Number 8, San Antonio Spurs, Nikola Topic. He's the big playmaking guard, can table set. You got some guys on the wings and Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. You can play Jeremy Sohan wherever you want all over the floor. You got Victor Wembanyama. You are just this team that needs this void filled at the point guard position. And I feel like Nikola Topic, they might have the best draft if they get, Zachary Richardson, like I was saying, at number 4, and Topic at number 8. That would just be one hell of a draft for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, like I think we talked when we before going through our 1 through 5. I was saying how San Antonio has their big man. They have what they need as their centerpiece. They don't need to really go for another big man probably for the next 5 to 10 years because they have what they need out of Victor Wembanyama. So I think they need to be pretty guard heavy in this draft. And I have Rob Dillingham falling to number 8 with San Antonio. So I have them taking Stephon Castle at number 4 and Rob Dillingham at 8, which provides them guard play that they now. I think those two players are going to be good pros. I think they're going to be pretty good in the league. I think they're both going to be pretty consistent. And so if you can get Wembanyama and two of your guards of the future right away, I think that roster rebuild is going to look great with all the young players they have in San Antonio.
Do you think Rob Dillingham's the guy that could slip out of the lottery? Just because
Yeah,
he measured pretty, I think he's only like 6'1", and I think under 180 pounds.
yeah. I mean, he does like size, but I still think he's a very consistent player. So, but yeah, he possibly could. When I was looking at guards, I know that in my mock I had Nikola Topic going number 3 to Houston. I really like that pick for them. If I didn't have him going so high, if he does fall, I think that would be a great also selection for San Antonio. But I just don't see Topic dropping under 5. Like I think even if he's available for Detroit at 5, I think Detroit might take a shot and take him. So I think it'll be tough.
Maybe.
It's you never know with these guys overseas, like the way that they play is so different. So, but I think Rob Dillingham, it's possible he could fall out, but I think San Antonio would be a good fit.
I do too. I mean, I have him higher than you. I have him going at number 6 to Charlotte. But if it does feel like if there's one guy that slips out of the lottery, 1 through 14, it's Rob Dillingham, which I think a lot of teams would be making a mistake because he is just a basketball player, and you really can't go wrong with a guard from Kentucky. And you got two of them in this draft. I think both of them are going to be very special players in the NBA. But Rob Dillingham, he's a guy that feels like he could slip. So number 9, this was one of my trade back teams on the last episode. It's Memphis Grizzlies. I don't think this guy will be there at number 9, but it's Donovan Cleon.
Mhm.
I would love him in Memphis, just patrolling the paint with Jaren Jackson Jr. If he slips to 9, I mean, they're probably getting the steal of the draft at number 9. That's incredible value for Cleon. I mean, and I would love for Memphis to trade up with Detroit and snag one of their players. But number 9, Donovan Cleon. Don't think it's going to happen, but in my mock, it does.
For my number 9, I I had this. This was one of the ones I sat and debated in my head, and I don't know because I feel like Memphis, whether they have the opportunity to go to a big like Cleon, that would be great fit for them. It would be their size would be incredible in Memphis, at size and speed actually. So, but I don't see him dropping anything farther than 7 because I think if anything, I think Portland actually would take a shot at him to bring in a big. So I don't think he drops farther than 7 in this draft. But with mine is as much as I think Memphis might need some shooters, I think Ron Holland would fit really well in the system with how they play. With the speed that they have, I know that he's not a pretty consistent outside shooter, but the way he attacks the rim and the way he can defend, I think he would play really well in Memphis with their length.
I also had Keyshawn George
Yep.
at number 9 for Memphis because another spot up shooter. Pair him with John Moran, Desmond Bain. You know, he does the little things you like from a player, good size at that, that 2 or 3 position. He can just play on the wing. Yeah, and again, 40.8% of his made on his three-pointers in college. But yeah, I like Keyshawn George a lot at number 9. For number 10, I have Ron Holland. I have him slipping. I think he's a guy that can go really anywhere in the top 10. But Utah, like again, they have an offense where it's not dependent on any one player, a lot of movement. I think Ron Holland would be great, gets after it defensively. I really like him with the Utah Jazz. And I do think we were talking about Rob Dillingham slipping. I think Ron Holland can slip as well, but I don't see him falling out of the lottery. I think this is a guy that could potentially go top 3, depending. I mean, he could even go number 2 to Washington if they're really feeling frisky, but I just do think that he could go no lower than number 10 to the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, it's not a bad selection for them, I don't think, if it's possible. I don't know with Ron Holland. I Because you said Rob Dillingham could drop. I really do think Ron Holland could drop as well out of the lottery. I think he's a good player, but I think people that might overlook him. At my number 10 to Utah, I have the man out of France. I got Tijane Saloon. I liked him. I like his size. He's a young player. I think matching him up with how he plays with Lauri Markkanen, I think they could actually play really well together if Utah decides to keep. So, but I don't know. I think we had conversations with him maybe being on the move somewhere. But I think to Jane Saloon, I think he'd be a good fit for Utah.
I do too. I've been watching a little bit more of him, and I wouldn't want the Pistons to take my number 5 because I know that just because they struggle developing guys, and I feel like
Yeah.
he's very much a project, but
Yep.
does shoot the ball really well. I think, yeah, 41% of his three-pointers he was draining this season. Um, for number 11, that's where we're at right now. I have Devin Carter out of Providence as a 3 and D guard. I also like him going to Oklahoma City Thunder,
Hmm.
but you have Kobe White, you have Alex Caruso. You just need another shooter there. I mean, I don't know what the Chicago Bulls are doing, but Devin Carter just seems like he could be an answer for them. Not a franchise player by any means, but another guy that you could just throw in there that plays defense, can hit shots. Maybe it allows you to move like a Caruso. Maybe it allows you to move Io or Lonzo Ball. I don't know, but Devin Carter is my guy at number 11 for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, Chicago is in a weird situation, I feel like, with what they want to kind of go with in this draft. Being at 11, I feel like they're not going to have a lot of opportunity to get a very solid big. I mean, if they want to go for like a Kyle Filipowski at number 11, I think that's kind of a reach, but they could go big. But with my pick, I picked Keshawn George out of Miami. I think he provides a good shooter. I think he could be a good sixth, seventh man off the bench. I don't think he's a starter for them, but shooting 40% from three in college, I think he could provide some type of good play style for Chicago, matching with the guards that they already have.
Okay, so yeah, I have Keshawn George at number 12 to the
Okay.
Oklahoma City Thunder, just
Mhm.
because I don't think they're drafting 12 and they were what? I mean, how many? I know they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, but they were right on the cusp of
Yep.
making it to the Western Conference. I think they lost did they lose in 5 or did they lose in 6?
I think what that was no, I think it was 7 games, bro.
Oh, maybe it did. Okay, I don't remember.
I think it
I
was
don't
seven
remember.
games.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of basketball still going on.
you're not wrong.
But, George is a guy that I like for Oklahoma City just because, again, his strength is shooting. There's gonna be a lot of attention on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Chad Holmgren, Jalen Williams. There's gonna be a lot of kick out opportunities from those guys. They just need a guy that can hit open shots and play a little defense, and that's what you get with Keshawn George. I really like him a lot. And then for 13, Sacramento, I got Jared McCain, dude. I really like him a lot to Sacramento coming out of Duke. 6'2", 203 pounds, but he's a shot maker. And this is something you need in the NBA. You have a very fast guard in De'Aaron Fox. You have a playmaking big in Sabonis. You already have some other shooters on that wing. You might lose Malik Monk in free agency. Get an insurance policy. He's a good shooter and he's a good rebounder. I think he's a guy that it might be a little high for him going right here to Sacramento at 13 because I think he can slip out of the lottery, which he most likely will. But man, not a lot of great size at that off guard spot. But man, just a guy that can hit shots. That is what you get with Jared McCain.
Okay. Well, you skipped me on my 12, but it's okay.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
You're no, you're
We
fine.
were talking about the same player. I
I'll
apologize.
come strong on 12 and 13. I got you, bro. But anyway, that game, that series only did go 6 games. It did not go 7. So I just wanted to put that out there because it was really irking me that I did not know that question
Same.
because I did watch the games. At number 12 for OKC, I do like your pick. I think that's a good pick there, but I think Cody Williams is a better fit for Oklahoma City. That was actually out of all these picks, that that's one of my favorites. I think Cody Williams falls, and I think he could provide scoring for OKC. Even though OKC, I mean, even if they miss on this pick, they have like 40 in the next 3 years, so it doesn't really matter what they do. Because everyone decide, hey, let's just give these guys all these picks and wait, they're still building a good team. So I think Cody Williams would be a really good fit. I think he will. He's probably going to fall out of the lottery most likely, but I think that out of all the teams that need a player like him, I think this is the best fit for him. And then Sacramento, I have them drafting Jacoby Walter out of Baylor. I think he'd be a very good fit going into Sacramento with his play style, because Baylor moved pretty quick up and down the court, and I did enjoy watching his highlights. I think he would be a really good fit there. So scoring, I don't know with Sacramento, like you kind of have to share the load with that team with De'Aaron Fox, and I don't know how well he would be because he will come off the bench with how many good guards they have already in Sacramento. But I think he could provide some type of scoring there.
So you want to pair Cody Williams and Jalen Williams together, two brothers?
I don't see a problem with it.
No, I mean
it'll be better than the Morris twins, because the Morris twins were horrible. I think they'd do a lot better.
Well, they each played like 10 plus years in the NBA, but yeah, it'd be cool to see two brothers in the NBA do their thing in Jalen and Cody Williams. It would be kind of weird though, like if you're Cody Williams, do you really want to go to Oklahoma City where you're already in the shadow of your brother? But it does make sense because
he builds competition, man.
Yeah, like, I mean it does. I get it, but I'm just thinking about it from maybe he doesn't want to go there.
Maybe he doesn't like his brother. He's like, no, I don't want to play with this guy. I hate this guy.
They seem like they're pretty close. I think Jalen Williams was at one of his pre-draft workouts. So he was there rooting his brother on. I have Cody Williams in my lottery as well at number 14 to the Portland Trailblazers, just because, I mean, not a great shooter, but he did, I think, hit 41% on very low volume. But his jump shot still looks good. He can be a secondary playmaker next to Scoot Henderson. You can also play off the ball. He gets after it defensively. And I think he's another high upside pick for the Portland Trailblazers. I mean, you get one chance with Buzelis and you get another chance with Cody Williams. One of these guys is going to, make it through and be a good player. So why not take a chance on both of them? So yeah. Cody Williams, number 14 for me.
Okay, I like that pick. I have Dalton Connect going to 7 to Portland. So that's providing your shooter. And then I only really have them drafting Dalton Connect because I have Donovan Cleon already being drafted by someone else, so I think they miss on that. But I think that's where they get the steal of the draft from my boy from Duke. You know who it is, Mr. Filipowski, brother. I think he's gonna be really good in the league. I don't know if he goes to Portland and they ruin his career, but I think he's gonna be one of the best picks out of this draft from the lower ends of the first round. I think he's going to be a steal, and I don't want him to fall out of the lottery. A lot of mock drafts have him falling out of the lottery. I don't think he deserves it because I think them making their run this year in the NCAA tournament, I think he proved a lot of people that he can match up well with any big that they meet.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. I almost put Kyle Filipowski at my 14th to the Portland Trailblazers. But if we had gone a step further and did a few more picks, I would have drafted him at number 17 for New Orleans to space the floor for Zion Williamson.
Yeah,
dude, that would be great, dude. It would work out so well for them. God, I wish we could be GMs for a team. I really do.
I just wish I had some money. That would be the start, and then we'd figure it out from there.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what that has to do with us being GMs, but all right.
Yeah, I got to get the opportunity to get to that point. They're not going to just hire us from the 3 championship drive. That'd be pretty fire, though.
Dude, you never know. Stranger things have
happened. Dude, I'm getting a phone call from Trajan Langdon right now for my thoughts on the pick. Take Buzelis. Just send it.